Well, how do you do, Buckaroos? How the heck are you? I am Tug the Beer Whisperer. Who else would I be, man? Nobody wants to be me. I don't even want to be me most of the time. Anyways, you might recognize my guest. He was actually my guest on the second episode of At the Club. This is episode 40, and he's back because he's actually going to be in Springfield, my neck of the woods, Springfield, Missouri, I should say, on Saturday, April 6th at Tie and Timber Brewing. Hey, Scott, how are you, man?
Hey, buddy Tom, what's going on, man? What's shaking?
How you doing? So what's going on in your
Good.
neck? You've been on tours, so tell me about your
Yes,
latest.
we got in this morning. We've been all over we went up north. We did Lawrence, Kansas, and we did Clear. Let's see, Sioux City, Iowa, and then we did Clear Lake, and then on into Fargo. We did that festival with Mike Zito. Had a great time, and what else we did? Madison and or Indianapolis and Madison and Springfield, Illinois. So we had a little run. It was great. It's so good to get out and play.
So your latest disc is 0 to 60. You want to tell us about that one?
Yeah, it's really it's a fun record because I can do everything live on the record pretty well because I kind of stripped everything down. When you produce a big sounding record, sometimes when you're a trio, you got to kind of pick your poison. So, but this record's fun because we could pretty much play it live. I didn't, I kept it pretty bare bones. So it's fun going out and playing these tunes.
Well, it's a
Having fun.
great. I listen to it all the time on my Spotify.
What's that?
I said it's a great disc. I listen to it all the time on my Spotify.
Hey, thanks, man. I'm glad you're digging it.
So
A
nice.
lot of
So,
fun.
mention the other musicians that'll be with you on this trip.
Yeah, Steve Crane, who's staying with me here from Granfield, Oklahoma. He's singing and playing bass with me, and then Robbie Armstrong on drums. So we have our trio, and we're freshly, we've been out there, pounding on the road, so we'll be fired up.
Nice. It'll be fun. I don't know if you've ever been to Tie and Timber or not, because I know you haven't been to Springfield in a
I
while.
never have.
But it's a
I'm
great.
looking forward to it.
There's a music venue I'm not incredibly familiar with, but it's a great space out there. So you're going to be very well
Right.
received.
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking for. I love Springfield, man. I love Springfield anyway. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
So
What a blues town. I mean, a lot of it's a great blues town. People love the blues in Springfield, man.
yeah, we do. A lot of us are getting older, but I think we've got some younger
Yeah,
folks going to be out there this time.
yeah. I tell you, speaking of getting, we were laughing like we were kind of dogging it the last couple gigs and traveling. We're feeling it, I mean, we're not any spring chickens anymore, so we definitely feeling it.
You didn't give yourself much of a rest in between gigs.
No, it's just kind of how music scheduling is. You might have a cluster of gigs that run close, and then you might have a few days off. We've been like we'd have 3 on, 2 off, that kind of deal. So yeah, it feels good to be out there pounding, enjoying myself.
So after Springfield, where are you going from there?
After Springfield, we're actually I think we got a couple weeks off, and then we head out somewhere. I think we might be going up north again when Detroit and Detroit and just going up north. I got to get with Jay and see, but he has a lot of new accounts, so we'll probably go back north in the later, late spring, early summer, or whatever. So that's kind of the thing. That's kind of scheduling.
Okay. So
That's
you
got. I'm sorry.
music.
I'm sorry.
Are you getting any new music anytime soon?
I couldn't hear you, man. I'm sorry.
You have a new album coming out anytime soon.
I'm working on the best of right now. I've got it all done. It's all, the best of all. I've got 14 albums out. And there's about 2 or 3 spots I'm kind of juggling around to see which makes the cut. It's I'm thinking to have like 10 to 11 tunes, and then maybe putting a track or new stuff, maybe. So I'm not really. It's kind of nice to be not have to, I've been like, oh my God, I made a record. It's like, just bang year in, year out, bang record tour, so it's kind of nice not to have to make a whole album, and I just want to concentrate, getting the
I
right things for this best of, and adding a couple new ones. So that's kind of what.
Well, I will tell you my favorite song for you probably wasn't one of your big hits, but I love this song from Cold Hard Cash. It's "She Works for Me." I love that song.
Well, thanks, man. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun too. Yeah, Dennis Walker and I wrote the late Dennis Walker, and I wrote that, and yeah, that's a fun one for sure. Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
It's not one you usually play live, but if you get any more requests, sneak it on your best of album.
Yeah, there you go. I'll put it on the. I'll add it to the song list. Right.
There we go. This is your first time in Springfield in what, since 2017?
Think so. Yeah, sounds right. Yeah, I think we played in 17, and
We're playing
and then
yeah,
on and on and on. Then the pandemic. So
yeah, see,
it's gonna be, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. It was major fun because every time I come to Springfield, it's just people bring, a lot of fans will bring some new people, so it's always fun to meet new people that like your music. That's what I love. It's just I just love playing for different people. It's a big part of that.
I've been telling everybody you're coming to town. I work for a brewery here in town, so I've been actually they allow us to play whatever songs we want. So I've been playing your stuff at time to try to get some new interest in the blues because it's mostly a younger. Yeah. So I'm following the promise.
What's that?
I'm doing my part. I promise.
There you go. Well, I appreciate you batting for us, man. You're the man.
Well, I was trying to remember the first time I saw you, and I think it was like maybe it wasn't much into the new millennium at Nathan P. Murphy's many years ago. So I was thinking 2 decades ago.
Yeah, that's a long time. Am I getting that? Geez, the numbers. I'll be 70 June 13th. I can't even believe it. How can that happen? That just can't happen, man. That cannot be right. There's something wrong on those numbers. All good. All good. It's over. I'm just glad I get, the whole thing, Tom, is knocking on wood, being able. I love doing this so much. I mean, anybody that knows me knows how much I love doing music, and just love playing in front of people. I just love music. I love the whole thing. I love the whole process of everything of music. So yeah, it's kind of I'm kind of addicted to songwriting, addicted to playing music, traveling, all the above. It's my mojo, man. That's what I do.
Yeah, I can remember the first time I met you at Murphy's. I mean, you went around the club. I mean, you talked to everybody. You just didn't play and walk off the stage. You came down in the crowd and talked to people. That's one thing I've always loved about you. You really
Thanks, man.
care about the folks that come out to see you.
Yeah, I just love, like I said earlier, I love meeting new people to play for, seen me before, and a lot of times, it was cool that happened on this tour. A lot of parents brought, uh, I can't, brought their son or daughter, and met some, got some new fans, and so they kind of a daisy chaining thing, uh, and that's fun. I'm just going, all right, two different generations that dig the blues and dig the songs and all that. So I'm having a blast, man. I just, and the older I get, it becomes more of an addiction to do it. I mean, I think that stems from we're not getting any younger, we're not eating spring chicken, so you really appreciate the every, without sounding cliche, you really appreciate every gig more than your last gig. I mean, you never know. I mean, that's kind of morbid, but it just.
Oh, I lost him. There you go. Second.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, buddy. I got the phone was ringing.
Black there, but there you're back.
Yeah, I was getting a call, and my 92-year-old, my 94-year-old mother had seen for about a month and a half, and she was calling. I told her, she called me when it's so funny. It's so funny. I'll be pulling in, and we're getting a sound check. She calls me. I can't talk, and then stepping into a restaurant and every time she calls, I'm either plugging in my guitar or hilarious. Anyway, yeah, man, I can't wait to see you guys. It's gonna be fun.
So any stories from your last tour you'd like to share with us?
Yes, I'll tell you, this is wild, man. We're so blessed. I Fargo was real cold and it was a blizzard, man. It was, and we hit 4 patches of black ice. And the first 3, I spun out. It's like the van just, it's pretty scary. The 4th one, I don't know how I pulled out of that one, but that one was just blind man's luck because I almost rolled it. But you're driving along and you hit a patch and it's pretty crazy. But anyway, the weather changes were pretty wild on this tour. Lots of trucks, a lot of cold weather. Oh my God, man! We put on a lot of miles.
Well, Fargo's brutal. I've been there before. That town is. I mean, it gets cold in Fargo. I was there once. It was in February. Man, that is so cold.
I wanted to see. I forgot about. I kept talking about. Hey, we got to see the Paul Bunyan deal, man. I want to see that big, you know. And I forgot all about it. But anyway, yeah, Fargo was cool. I met a lot of really cool people, new friends and new blues fans. So it's all good, man.
The funny thing is, you never know. You really don't know what cities are more receptive, right?
What's that?
You never know what cities are going to be more receptive, do you?
Right. It's you never know, and some places we'll find. We're thinking, well, I don't know if they're gonna like the blues around here for whatever reason. This might hit you for some way, in some sense, but it's just the blues is the thing is, man, and as you know this, Tom, it's evolving. It's evolving, and a lot of young, great guitar players and artists are coming up, and I think the blues is going to be in real good shape. I feel good about it.
Do you find yourself mentoring some of these younger folks?
What's that?
Did you find yourself mentoring some of these younger guitar players, or
Yeah, Susan Tedeschi and Sue Foley. There's a barrage of female guitar players that are just blinding. I love Debbie Davies, is a good friend of mine. She's great. Samantha Fish, the new gal's coming out. Really hitting it hard, and it's great, man. Mike Zito is really doing well. He's such a great guy, man. I tell you what, he's one of the coolest guys I've ever met in my life in this business. We played with him at the Fargo Winter Blues Festival. I had a real good time. His son turned 29 on the day of the festival and plays great guitar. So he's playing with Mike. He lives in LA, so he didn't get to tour all the time, but a phenomenal guitar player, man. It's really fun to watch father and son, do the thing.
that is interesting. It's funny. I saw you years ago, Mike Zito. I saw at Murphy's again. It's hard to believe some of these people are that old to have children that old.
Yeah, I was really surprised, and Mike and I got a lot of things, we were talking about our sons, and they're about a year apart, and it's pretty cool. He's real proud of his son. He's doing great, and they're having a lot of fun. It's really, really moving for me to see them playing guitar together. I thought it was great. I enjoyed it.
So
Great guys, the band, phenomenal players, and phenomenal musicians, and great guys. We had a blast.
are any of your children musicians?
I'm sorry?
Are any of your children musicians?
I couldn't hear you, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm getting breaking up here.
Are any of your children musicians?
What about musicians? What did you say? I couldn't hear. Huh? Mentally, how? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, man. I'm on my phone. It's like I'm getting a delay thing. Yeah, I mean, I just try to put the best. Some young guys coming up. I always try to give them the best advice I can, and it's not, it's not like it used to be. I mean, anybody that reaches out to me that's younger, that I'll give them all the time I got at that time, and but it's not the camaraderie is a lot different. It's kind of I don't know how to explain it. It's just the culture we live in. It's not the there's not a lot of mentoring is because of well, like these guys. I mean, there's a barrage of great musicians, 20 somethings and younger than that, but you got YouTube and all that stuff, and they can learn exactly. And I mean, phenomenal young. It's just a different thing. We had to learn off of records and the dark part of the 45. You're trying to hit the needle and all that stuff. But anyway, uh, yeah, the mentoring. I don't really. Like I say, if I'll run into young guys once, and if I see something or try to steer them in the right direction and not make mistakes I did. I'll always keep my eyes peeled for that. So.
So you talked about YouTube and different things. I don't know. In Springfield here, we've had an issue with showcase clubs being able to stay open. Are you seeing that as you tour?
No, not really. I mean, the showcase thing is like I don't really know how that works anymore. But it's like prices are dropping. Really, routing gigs are a problem. So you really have to agent has to kind of reinvent. We all kind of and I'm a part of the reinvention too. I mean, you got to evolve because it's not things aren't holdable as people think they are. And we all learn from that. There's a lot of things that musicians and blues players and blues bands and whatever, and about the business of the blues, and it's very kind of eye opening to see. And it's a learning experience from being touring so much. Like I said, the routing gigs aren't there, so you kind of pick your poison. So that's what I'm trying to do. You got to reinvent things. It's kind of a funny time, but I think we just got to keep pounding. It's still trying. It's in life support in a lot of ways. I mean, the pandemic pretty much crushed everything, and it's trying to come back. But it's in life support, trying to hold its own. So we'll see what happens. But I'm out there pounding, having a good time. So like I say, I'm with a lot of stuff. The classic places closing down. It's like you got to find your virgin soil and plant the seed and build it. And build it, they will come. Mentality. Find a place. It's just you got to create new things, and that's some do, some can, and some can't. Everything I've learned is thrown in terms of the business aspect of music. Playing's the easy part to me. The business of music is it's hard. It's more difficult trying to find Jimmy Hoffa's burial site most of the time. So it's kind of a little bit of that.
So where you playing Saturday? I attended. It's a so you were talking about trying to reinvent yourself and having to play new places. And for that reason, this is a great place for you to be because it's the clientele is younger than myself. They're typically 30 to 40s. So you're going to get a new
Yeah,
crowd out. It's going to be great.
yeah, it'll be fun, man. I just and when I say reinvent, uh, that's well, musical too. I'm always growing. That's a big part for me. Is like, hey, man, if I can't, keep growing and don't have the desire to keep growing, I'm playing better than I ever have. And over the pandemic, I went on just a regimen of practicing and learning new things and all that. But it's just I like new things coming in, and I'm having fun with the process. I like reinvention. It's kind of a funny place to be because, like I say, and I've been guilty of this myself, but a lot of us will hold on to something we think is holdable and it's not. And it's kind of a trial and error. It's kind of a learning experience where you go, God, that's not there anymore like it should be. This is not here anymore. You think of something, somebody tells you something, and you just can't believe that's not happening anymore. It's like they're not a player in the blues anymore. They went out of business or something. So that's spooky. But there's a lot of that going on. So like just it goes without saying that you got to be pounding. You know, you really got to be pounding.
Well, it sounds like you're doing that. I mean, you're playing a lot of dates, man. I was looking at your tour schedule that you posted on social media sites. I mean, you're playing a lot.
Yeah, it's good. And I tell you what, there's nothing that makes me happier than getting back and playing a lot on the road and just, it's. I didn't even start. We played all the way through up to early November. I just took December and January and February off to put this thing. I took like almost 3 months off the road and just working on stuff and trying to take care of some business stuff because I've been pounding so long. And you really got to take care of that business. You got to stay on top of that stuff. So it's everything is. I'll be 70 in June, which I can't even believe that. How did that even happen? How did that happen? Figure it out. But anyway, the thing with me is I think when I saw Muddy Waters and like Buddy Guy back in the day, I see them get excited about new things, young people playing the blues or whatever. So I'm kind of evolving into one of those older guys that I'm having more fun doing this than I've ever had. I mean, don't take anything for granted. It's like you hold on to every note, man. It could be your last.
Well, it's like I keep going back to the last Warren Zevon album, "Enjoy Every Sandwich."
Absolutely. Got to enjoy every note, every sandwich, everything. It's like at our age. I mean, I got a bit of bad news when I was on the road. I was about the third or fourth day, and the late great Danny Timms, he's from L.A. and he was living in Tulsa, and I didn't know he was ill. But he passed away. He's on 0 to 60. He's all over that album. So that just broke my heart. I didn't get to say goodbye and be there. That's one thing hard when you're gone on the road. Somebody gets sick and they die. One of your bros or sisters or something. It's very sad. So anyway, I miss Danny. I love him to death. He's a great person, great musician, great citizen of the USA. He's going to be really missed. He played with Chris Christopherson for I think for 7 or 8 years. So he's great.
Well, don't take away your set list. I know you're going to play a good portion of 0 to 60. Or what other albums might we revisit?
You never know. Just I've got 14 albums out. We just play, at least something off of most of them. So we do. I got to redid the show. I think everybody's going to dig it. I'll give you a little hit. The first we always hit with the She Needs a Whole Lot of Love on the opening hit on the record. So that's always kind of fun to hit the first song on the record. And so when they take the CD home, I remember that. It's kind of a good opening tune. You remember the lick and everything. But I can't wait to play for you.
The vocals, anyway, almost as good as you do.
What's that?
I think some of the vocals, the lyrics, I might remember as well as you. I've listened to these albums so many times.
All right, I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, you've been a big support for my records, and it was so funny. I was in the last gig in Springfield, Illinois, and my buddy Steve Green, the bass player, we met in L.A., and he used to play with Glenn Fry on the road. He's a real talented guy. He sings. He had a deal on MCA years ago called Kicks. That was the name of his album in the 80s. Of course, Steve's been around. He used to be with a band called Baby. They were a classic rock band in the 70s. But anyway, he's so funny. We were laughing about that studio session. We did a studio session in I think it was Venice, California. This is years ago, and I had him replace a bass part for me. And we walked in the studio, and the engineer said, "Steve Crane, MCA Records, Kicks album." And he goes, "You're the guy that bought the record." So I did the same thing with. We ran into the guy that comes to the shows. He mentioned Zero. I said, "You mentioned, yeah, I love that 0 to 60." I said, "You're the guy that bought the record." So I got a big kick out of that. But I'm glad you like it, buddy. I appreciate your support on these things, man.
So I think every time I've seen you, you've played the song "Steamin'." Will you be playing that one?
I'm
And oh,
sure I will. I'm sure I
sit
will.
on, like
I haven't
almost
played
every
it for a while, so I'll play it for you, man. I'll play it for
year, man. And I'm trying to bring.
I'll make a mental note to play that for Tom.
I appreciate that.
What's
Oh,
that?
mercy. Are you looking forward to getting back out again, or would you like to get home and rest for a minute?
Oh, I'm tired, man. I want to take some time off here. We've been pounding. I mean, we made some long leaps. And what's so funny about this deal is we hit Fargo and hit that snow. And the next morning, I had to get some stuff out of my van and opened the van doors, and just snow covered my head. It's like, oh, this can't, nobody, it's crazy. This is wrong. So we saw a lot of weather changes.
Yeah, it gets
I'm
cold in
going to have
that.
to use the bathroom here. I'm going to have to hit the little boys' room. Are you going to be around for a minute or what?
Okay, go ahead and do your thing. I'll keep talking until you come back.
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
I don't. If you're not familiar with this guy, this is the. I mean, to me, this man is a legend. I first met him probably a good 2 decades ago at a legendary blues club in town called Nathan P. Murphy's. And like I was saying earlier, he was one of those guys that was just. He didn't just get up on stage, play a handful of songs, walk off, and leave. He he's amazing at what he does, but he also engages the audience. And then afterwards, he would come down and of course, they're selling stuff too, but he would talk to the folks that were there. Uh, I uh, I would bring my kids in to see him there, but both my daughter and my son. My son probably was a bigger fan of the music than my daughter was. But anyways, Nathan P. Murphy's would allow me to bring my kids in there. My son was a huge fan,
Much
so
better.
looking forward to getting back out there to seeing Scott Ellison again at Ty and Timber Saturday the 6th. So, how did you become familiar with this venue? I'm just curious, or is that something a manager set up for you?
It just kind of fell into it,
You're gonna
Yeah, I
love
just
this.
kind of fell into it. It's just, and it looks like a real cool place. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, like I said, it's different. So it's going to bring in a different crowd than you may have seen in Springfield before. So I'm really
Yeah,
excited about
cool.
this particular venue.
Me too. Me too. I'm really excited about it. And hey, anytime a young crowd likes you and you're getting old, it's all good. It's all good.
Your perspective about old changes as you get older, isn't it? 'Cause I used to think people my age were old, and I don't think that's old anymore. Did I lose you?
Yeah, I just tell everybody the 70's a new 40,
That's it.
which that's I got to look at it that way for my own mental health. But you know, I'm going to try to hang as long as I can with this number deal.
Got to do it when obviously you can still play, man. Your stuff is just incredible.
What's that? I'm sorry.
And so obviously you can still play
I
your
couldn't hear
last
you. I'm sorry, Tommy.
incredible. Man. I think your last two albums I thought were amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, man. It was a lot of fun, a lot of work. It's like I say, I'm kind of digging the fact that I don't have to make a record right. It's like I don't have to write a song and then they'll record it, and I'm just going, oh, I don't want to do that right now. I've done plenty year in, year out. It'd be nice just to, I'm real close on getting the right tunes. I'm about 3 songs off uh, on the deal, and it could change, but this. There's the 3 songs I'm trying to kind of weave in and out, but I've got most of it together. So yeah, I'm excited.
So there's something about the night and Skyline Drive and Zero to Sleep. Those last 3 albums were just freaking amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of work. And that's why I said I made. Let's see, starting with Welcome to the Fire, and then the Elevator Man, and then Skyline Drive, Think About the Night, and 0 to 60. So those are like just pounding, you know. So I'm kind of zipped right now. But that's why I said it's nice not to have to go put a record together. I'm kind of digging.
Nice. I will tell you, my favorite song from There's Something About the Night was Half a Bottle Down. Maybe because I'm a whiskey guy, but I loved Half a Bottle Down. It was a good song.
Right. Thank you. Yeah, that's fun, man. It's fun.
And then from Skyline Drive, Breathe Underwater was my favorite tune from Skyline Drive. Breathe Underwater, I thought the lyrics to that were just genius. Are you with me? I lost you there.
Yeah, Breathe Underwater. It's a real special tune to me because the late Ron Getman from. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I got you. You're a little choppy
I
there.
haven't touched anything. Can you hear me?
Back there now.
We good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So yeah, the late Ron Getman played slide on that, and he used to play with the Tractors, you know. And but he is a Tulsa guy, and he passed away, man. He's really great guy, man. It was out of nowhere he got cancer, and it's been about 3 years ago. But that was a very special time because we had so much fun with the guitar thing. I played the Strat, and he played the slide, and it was real fun. It was that's one of my all-time favorite tracks, I think.
That was a great song.
He was a big hero of mine when I was growing up in Tulsa, and he, acted.
That's nice. Again, it's just a great track, and it's just lyrical genius, in my opinion.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, man, I'm really looking forward to seeing you. I know you need to get some rest, so I'm not going to run it so long, but you'd like to say?
No, it's all good, man. I always love talking to you. So yeah, man, we'll can't wait to see you and tell everybody that come on down. It's gonna be fun. I don't know what to expect. I'll have to get online and look at the place. I guess they got maybe like throw up a live YouTube of somebody playing there or whatever.
Yeah, you're going to love the place. I'm telling you. The sound is good there. I'm not sure they've changed it. They've changed the setup since I was there last. I'm not exactly sure how it is, but the venue itself, you're going to really love. The folks that own it are amazing, and I was really surprised when I saw you're going to be out there. So, oh, that's different, but that'll bring a whole new crowd out to see us. So I'm very excited about that.
Right, it's got to build it, and they will come. Right, it's a new, it's always a new venture. I like, man, I love taking chances, man. That's just what that's what I don't like playing it safe. I like taking chances, throwing myself out there.
That'll be nice.
I don't like playing it safe.
Don't jump off the air yet. I want to talk to you a little bit off camera, but anyway, I want to thank Scott for jumping on with me here for this kind of impromptu show. I hope the friends that can hear me in Springfield, Missouri, will get out to Tie and Timber on Saturday, April 6th. Show starts at 7, I do believe. So anyway, hey, thanks, Scott. Any last words before we go off the air?
Hey, I love Springfield, man. I can't wait to see my fans there and meet some new ones. But Springfield is its rocket town. I've been playing Springfield for 25 years off and on. So look forward to seeing you guys on Friday.
Hey, man, I'm looking forward.
I've got the date wrong already.
I want to thank Scott for jumping on with me. I'm going to
my pleasure, buddy. Anytime, man.
Vanessa says hi. I had a late comment here I want to post. Vanessa says hi. Vanessa, this is the great Scott Ellison. Look him up on Spotify. Once again, I'm going to skip to the end. Thanks, Scott. You know who I am.
Okay, buddy. Thank you, man.
Thanks, guys.
Talk to you.